This morning, Temba and his friends woke up to another day of fending for themselves. Another day of facing the world with no guidance or care from loving parents. But I see a tomorrow where Temba will be loved and cared for, because others have dipped into the resources of their heart.
We live in a world where the pressure to be individualistic is promoted on an everyday basis. A world where we are told to just do it, whether it's right or wrong. And if we are honest with ourselves, we often come across individuals who are messed up because of the world that we live in. Too often because of wrong decision making in a moment of weakness. A moment where short-term pleasure ignored long-term consequence. Burdened by the fragmentation of family life and the increasing rate of absent fathers in South Africa, YFC launched a new vision and mission initiative in 2009 called Family Matters. Based on the Bible scripture Malachi chapter 4 verse 6, the central thrust of our message is to see the hearts of the fathers return back to their sons and daughters, causing them to love one another. Buyela is a Zulu word that simply means to return. And through our production called Your Africa, we hope to bring about a message of family restoration and reconciliation.
Hi, I'm Yulin. My father was our provider, but he was never there for me emotionally. Growing up was really hard for me, knowing that I had a father, but I could never seem to connect with him as my dad. I remember how hard it was for him to support any activity in my life like a dad should. Me coming to YFC and him having to deal with me being away from home for such a long time brought a change of heart.
Hi, I'm Candace, and I grew up without a mother. Buyela's mandate for the year is about absent fathers, but I've had an absent mother. Growing up as a girl with only a father has been quite difficult, but my father's been an amazing role model in filling both roles of the mother and the father. And in the places that he wasn't able to fill, God has placed women in my life who have been able to fill those roles. My dad is my absolute hero.
Hi, my name is Snowy and I'm 22 years of age. I grew up in not a Christian family raised by a single parent. My father passed away when I was a year old. So in my growing up, I felt anger. But when I joined Youth for Christ, they taught me how God is the father to the fatherless generation. And I've learned that God can do everything.
For many decades, millions of South Africans have suffered under the yoke of apartheid, a political system legalized to enforce racism. In 1994, our first democratic election ushered into the season of hope, a new South Africa, with the promise of a bright future and a better life for all. Sadly so, for millions of South Africans, the dream of a better life has been cruelly crushed by an HIV and AIDS pandemic. The death of a parent, and often both parents, is now a reality for thousands of young children in South Africa. Youth for Christ South Africa firmly believes that the love of Christ compels us to address this tragedy, which is a message we believe is from the heart of God. Children desperately need their parents and positive role models, and fathers are reminded to love their children more than the pleasures of life. The absent father cycle fuels the HIV tragedy as young people struggle to make good choices in absence of role models. Buyela brings a message of hope and change. We can change. We must change.
Malachi 4 verse 6. He will turn the hearts of the fathers to the hearts of their children again.